Now the challenge is that we just got a retrace down here to the OB.
This is a show from yesterday.
Could simply hold. Like I genuinely mean it that if 2.85 holds, it's bullish. I don't care if this is a big ass red candle. I don't really care that FOMC is coming. I don't really care about anything else other than the fact that I look at the structure and I go, what would I do in this situation? Well, I would long. So ultimately, I'm still long, but the problem is that
I'm still long. This is what we've been talking about. This is exactly what I said yesterday on the show, and I was telling you that it's time to long, even though the market looks weak, even though whatever that might be. If we don't get a close below 2.85 trillion in total market cap, we have to take the long positions. And then I even tweeted and I said that the hourly market structure shift happened and that the upside potential is there. We are going to sweep liquidity and the final push before we get a massive flush is happening. And then I woke up today to this. And if you did wake up today to this as well, then please, the only thing I ask you is to let me know in the chat, smash and obliterate the like button, let your friends, neighbors, your mama, your grandma, your sister know that this show is happening here, and so they can make money as well. Now today is a big day. And why? Because we've been waiting for this for a long time. Because I've been waiting for this level to hit. I've been waiting for Bitcoin to reach to this close to 100K. But also I've been waiting for this total market cap to get to these levels where we soon can start looking for short positions. I am, as a trader, very confident that we are going to reject here. We're gonna look at the possibility scenarios, and we're gonna look at exactly what we need to do to play this smart. I think you are very late to long, but you might be very early to take short positions. I'll tell you exactly how, when, and what. Guys, truly appreciate you being here. There's a bunch of things to talk about, and if you don't know who I am, my name is Fefe. I bring you the best trades, as you could see from that one as well. We do have this here. I always ruin this. I have to do like this. So I always have these trades on the show here, right? Threads that makes you understand things that you might not understand, and we have daily recaps happening every single day. So it's worth following me on X. There's a link in the description. It's worth subscribing here, and just worth coming back. So saying 29% on Sol. Why is everything? Cause please take note of this, and we have to. So I don't know why this always gets ruined here. 29% Sol. Thanks, Fefe. Someone's saying Fefe is wrong. Bro, we just made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in 24 hours. What do you mean Fefe is wrong? You don't know how to start your name. You don't know how to say your name. No, I don't. Did around 300% total trades. I'm so happy. Fire. I'm so happy. Fefe. Fefe is short for Fiona. No, it's not. But I mean, you know, whatever you want. Thanks, Fefe. You're welcome. Champ, you're welcome. I'm so happy that so many of you took the trades. We'll still got shallow money left for the giveaway. I think we do have some. I will have to check. I think we do have some. Deal Legend, thank you. Thanks for 60% near. I'm so happy. Much love. You're welcome. Show Fefe some love. Yeah. Okay, so I'm so happy. Guys, thank you so much for taking the trades, for believing in yourself. Not even in me. But what is the meaning of Fefe? Brother, there's no meaning of Fefe. Fefe is me. Everything, all at once. We're all Fefe. You know, that's what it is. Base, bro, you just got yourself banned from the channel for life. I'm so sorry. You can't write stuff like this because kids watching as well. So I'm so sorry, but you will be banned from the channel for life because of this. Sorry. Is this the show I look forward to at Banter? I'm so happy. Simple thanks, man. You're welcome. The great Fefe, thank you. We're here. Okay, cool. Let's go. Guys, I think it was enough. It's overwhelming. But I'm so happy that you guys taking the trades, that you're here listening, making money. This is what this is all about. Now the market looks decent. I mean, I'm no complaint. Pango up 26%, LS up 18, 19%. Seems like an exit liquidity. We're gonna look at it. Floki 10, Suri 10. This is all on the day. On the week, we're looking a little bit reddish here. But the thing is, because ultimately, I think that we are getting into reversal. Like it is literally just a retrace. If you look at it on the daily, this is nothing else but the higher high getting into a weekly resistance zone. This is actually the weekly resistance, which I'm gonna tell you all about this a little bit later. But this is a weekly OB, which we're getting into. There's literally no way that we're not gonna get a rejection here, unless there is some extreme news, which, for example, China and the US came to an agreement. Not happening. But if it was to happen, I do think that we would blast through. Now I'm gonna do all this analysis. I'm going to have a total analysis later in the show. But also, I have a trading channel. It's called the 𝗙𝗟𝗙 Club, which we're going to jump straight after this. There's a link in the description. And all we do here is literally just jump on and we do trades. You tell me what token, I analyze the token. You tell me what token, I analyze the token. So it's going to be on the 𝗙𝗟𝗙 Club straight after this show. There's a link in the description. Go and search 𝗙𝗟𝗙 Club and you will be able to land on that show. Now, multiple things happening. One, we got 142 million inflows, which is, kind of cool. We had 800, then 400, then we had a minus 50 or 82 million, I think. And then we have another uptick again. The market is very favorable for this. One fun fact for the show today is that in March, we were at the same price when the buyback had happened. So if you've been wondering, this has been a long time, buyback got hacked for 1.5 billion, and you've been wondering how and why and what. I mean, if you look at this, we were at the same exact price. So, I'm just saying that is something to consider. And me thinks this. Yes, I do think we're going to go back to 86,000, 84,000, sub 86,000, 84,000. I do think we're going to reject. I'm going to tell you all about it here on the show. Now, let's jump into some stuff that's been happening. Guys, you know how this thing works. More likes, more alpha. I'm not gonna, start an alert and whatever that is, because I've got a bunch of stuff to talk about and I don't have time for bullshit like this. But please, let's respect each other's time, and then let's just, get in here as soon as we can. Like the show, spread the love. Fed leaves rates unchanged at 4.25. Now, I told you yesterday that this is going to be one of the biggest nothing burgers. If you look at the S&P and the NASDAQ, it wasn't really a nothing burger. There's a bunch of things that's being said. One is that debt is an unsustainable path. Now, everybody knew this, but now it's out there. The Fed chair is saying that the debt that's accumulated in the US is completely unsustainable, which is kind of like a problem. So again, obviously this spoofed the market, but what spoofed the market more, there's a bunch of things to talk about. They leave trade rates unchanged, third straight meeting. Inflation remains somewhat elevated, so they were not bullish about inflation. Increased further uncertainty about outlook. I told you about this yesterday, about the tariffs. Increased further. Risk of higher unemployment and inflation have risen. Listen here. Higher unemployment and inflation. Higher unemployment and higher inflation is a problem. And I'll tell you why in a second. Fed is attentive to risks to both sides of their mandate. And Fed appears to see higher risk of stagflation ahead. Now, for those of you in the room who don't know what stagflation is, that's the worst of the worst of the worst. So what is happening is that when they say that there is risk of higher unemployment and higher inflation, that means that there is no growth and there is higher inflation. There is no job increases and there is higher inflation. If you have an economy and the economy is booming, right? It's, putting a lot of stuff out. There's a lot of production happening. And if the economy is working well, there is going to be inflation as a result of that. But that also comes with, with increased jobs, reduced unemployment, higher GDP, and then of course, the byproduct of that is the high inflation numbers. The problem is, what happens when we have high inflation, but there is no growth? And this is exactly what stagflation is. And what the Fed chair, JP, said is that he, for the first time, started talking about stagflation as a possible scenario, that he sees a higher possibility, higher risk. The Fed sees a higher risk for the stagflation ahead, which is going to be a problem. That basically means that there is, again, no growth. So there is no GDP growth, no reducement in unemployment numbers, no new hires, no production, but inflations keep going up. Now, how that can happen in this situation, and we'll talk about this, but a little bit later, why I also think that we're still not out of the woods yet, because if you consider the fact that the tariffs are taking place now, tariffs do have an impact, right? When tariffs have an impact on the market, what you see is a higher. These tariffs going to create obviously higher costs for the products. Now, these costs mostly are going to be put on the consumer. Therefore, they will increase inflation. So that's one. But also, because of all the uncertainty, one, not all the companies invest. Two, the rates are still high for lending and borrowing, way too high. And three, because of all the uncertainty and the trade war, there is not enough supply, there's less production, and everything is just stalls to an extent where even the stuff that's going to continue is going to be way more expensive, but everything else will just simply stall. And that is a problem. That is exactly what stagflation is, and it can really have a negative impact on the economy. Now, why do we still only have 260? Are you guys really going to make me do this again? Are you really going to make me do this again? Why don't you... Bogdan, my friend. I'll tell you why. Because I actually wanted to... I promise you. It was ready. TJ did it. Our researcher did it. But I wanted to know if there will be anyone who will say that there was no news. If there is at least one person who says that there was no news recap today, it's worth it. So we're going to continue doing it tomorrow. Thank you so much, Bogdan, because I just wanted to know if it even makes sense to keep doing this. Alpha here is second to none. I agree with you. Thank you. Smash it. Those who don't like don't write stuff like this because you gotta get yourself banned as well. Come on. Brick by brick, always here. So happy. Send it. It's easy. Just click it. Keep on smashing likes because there are only 700 views. Yes, but 700 viewers, I mean, we should have like 500 likes, brother. 500 likes. Altcoin short soon. Exactly. All right, let's go. So, considering this, you know, they were talking about a bunch of stuff, but one thing that is still interesting is that traders price in 3 rate cuts this year. Now, first of all, I don't think it's happening, unfortunately. Why? Because for 3 rate cuts to happen, they will basically have to cut the next 3 meetings. I think they have 5 more meetings this year, I believe. Hold on, let me see. So they have June, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exactly, 5 more meetings. So that means that if we want them to cut 3 times, they have 5 more times to cut out of those, have to cut 3 times. That will be extremely bullish. But I also think that the uncertainty is way too high for that. Therefore, the market is pricing in a much higher probability than what it actually is, in my honest opinion. And again, it's just my opinion. You come here for my alpha. I'm just telling you what I think and what I do. So there is a 29% chance of an interest rate cut by June. Now that actually went down since that post was made. That went down to like 16% in June. So there's 16% probability of a rate cut in June, which is basically nothing. Like the probability of that is basically nothing. And then we've got about 56% chance to a cut in July. What is it? June, July. Yes, in July. And then there's 48, 41 as we move forward in the year. But I guarantee you there is no cut in June. And I would be very surprised if there was a cut in July. And again, depends on how the uncertainties dissolve. If there will be a resolution with China and the US, maybe. But otherwise, I don't see a cut anywhere near. And that is a problem. Now, JP is already being criticized, always being criticized by Donald Trump, but he is criticized again. The too late Jerome Powell is a fool who doesn't have a clue. Other than that, I like him very much. Oil and energy way down almost all costs. So anyway, so he's being criticized. He's criticizing. He will remove JP, and I do think that JP is going to keep the rates as much as he can. He knows he's out in 26, so I don't think that he's going to cut. Maybe he will do 1 or 2 cuts this year, but I would be very surprised if there's any cut in June, July. So we'll just look at it. GM, fam, Fefe for all the offer. Thank you. Justin, President Trump to announce a major trade deal with a big and highly respected country. Now, yesterday, I got people calling me. They're like, "Holy shit, did you see that? Did you see that? There's like a massive deal coming, and we did over. The whole trade war is over, and we just to the moon." And I was already thinking, like, you know, it can be China. Definitely not China. Maybe it's India, but I mean, they have a bunch of problems that's happening now. I'm not sure if why would it be India? And it comes out, and apparently it's the United Kingdom. Super. Such a huge deal. You have no idea how big it is. It has never been bigger before. In the United Kingdom and the United States of America had made a deal. Now let me tell you why this is complete crap, bullshit, fluffy, or pink clouds. That doesn't even make any sense. One is they start talking about they're going to have an Oval Office meeting or announcement. The specific details remain unclear. Sources say negotiations have focused on lowering British tariffs on American cars and farm goods along with removing UK taxes and US tech companies. Wow, look at this. Now, I'll tell you one thing. If you look at this here, this is the World Population Review website. You can see the US trade deficit. Please don't forget that the whole idea behind tariffs when it comes to Trump was to reduce the trade deficit, okay? To reduce the trade deficit. The US pays more than other countries. That's what basically the trade deficit is, very simply. So, if you look at this side here, and you look at, okay, so the first one is China. So if you look at China, China's trade deficit is what? $270 billion, okay? Mexico, $157 billion. Vietnam, $113 billion. And you scroll, and there is no UK, 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 and there is no UK. So the trade deficit with the United Kingdom is minus 10.3 billion. Okay? So let me tell you why this is absolutely bonkers what they're saying now is because this does not make any difference. Zero. This here, the resolution here, makes zero difference. I am wanna. Anyway, this makes zero difference. Why is this a problem? Again, it's just a problem for one simple reason, because now there is something to feed. It's like, oh, there's a resolution with the UK. Holy shit. Like, we have to throw the house at it, but it's bullshit. Complete bullshit. So don't believe any of this stuff because it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so that's that so far. But that's not all. I have a bunch of stuff to talk about, and I'm going to share with you why I actually think that this is what we're going to see right now very shortly. But I wanted to tell you about one thing. Now, guys, I want to ask you, how many of you are gamers who played Counter-Strike? I want to know who plays Counter-Strike. Might have something for you. Counter-Strike. Cycles matter. Hababa. Fefe Trump. Let's be that shit. Yeah. And we also have to get like 450 likes, so. Me. Yes, sir. I know everybody's playing. Bro, everybody's playing Counter-Strike. I'm telling you, everybody's playing Counter-Strike. So I'll tell you the story. I went to Dubai, and I met a good friend in Dubai, okay? You see, look at this. Everybody's playing Counter-Strike. Do you play Counter-Strike? Of course you do. Of course. He's sitting here with a headset like, of course you do. Rush B. Okay. So anyway, so Counter-Strike. Here's the thing. I'm sitting in Dubai. I'm meeting a friend, and he has a project. It's called ICNX. And he says, hey, look, we have this thing where you can actually earn money by playing Counter-Strike. No, designer is here. Cuz he's not here. He's here, he's getting in it. He's like, holy shit, no. He's like, no way. No, but I promise you. So here's how it goes. He told me about it. They've been deving this for a long time. And anyway, the way it works is they have these play drops. So what they do is that they will live stream your games. You can apply, play completely for free. And they bridge Web 2, being Counter-Strike, with Web 3. And you can, by simply playing Counter-Strike, earn cash. It's actually kind of crazy. So I'm gonna be participating in the next tournament next Thursday, but they have a 5-week tournament, and the next the big tournament you can earn, I don't even know, it's $100, $200, $300. I don't know what you earn exactly, but I know that you can earn. And also they're gonna have a massive tournament after the 5th. So they take all the. I'm telling you, hey, we are joining next Thursday. We're joining next Thursday. So next Thursday we're one of the teams, like 4 of us. Yeah, so it's gonna be wild. But anyway, so we're doing this next Thursday. But I think it's such a no-brainer. If you like Counter-Strike, and if you want to play and earn money by simply playing on your account, you don't have to, all that stuff, go and do that. There's a link in the description. They're launching this. This is the stuff, ICNX Arena, they call it. They're gonna have it, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but they are probably moving into other games. I'm not gonna say the games, but it's actually pretty cool. I like John as well, the guy. So anyway, go and check that out. There's a link in the description here. That's not the one. There's a link in the description. Let me go here. So you go here. You go here. And then you go down to the bottom here. And you will see here, ICNX play the Counter-Strike 2 tournament to earn rewards and cash prizes. So you can see it. You can actually just observe. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to watch it. So tonight I'm just going to watch it. It's going to be on their X. This is their X account. You can just go on their X. There's a link in the description and you can watch it. But also you can sign up, play and wish cash prizes, frailblood.icnx.world. So go and check that out. I think it's actually pretty sick, to be honest. Now I want to know, be very honest, how many of you are going to do this? Like, I just want to know. Next Thursday, you're playing against me, bitch. Just saying. Everyone played. I'm in. Serious. I'm serious. Legit serious. I was pro, no time to play. We should take a community member. We should take a community member into our team on Thursday. Okay, that might come. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so it's saying, sounds familiar. This has never been done before, brother. I'm bringing the team. Good. Okay, cool. All right, so next Thursday. But today they have a stuff. Go and check that out. There's a link in the description. Now, why do I think that we are going to pull something like this? Why do I think that? That's the main question. Multiple reasons. I've been calling for this since the 30th of, before 30th of April, okay? I've been saying, hey, we're gonna get there. Now the chart that time looked like this. We didn't even touch onto OB here. So don't tell me that Fefe is becoming bearish every time. No. I've been waiting this. I'm a man with a plan. I've been planning this the whole time, okay? So I've been saying that no show today. The plan is unchanged. For detailed explanation, check out the 100x Club Live. By the way, today we're going to do the 100x Club as well. So if you want analysis on your tokens, 100x Club, YouTube, you search, you fade there, or link in the description. But ultimately, multiple reasons. One, there are tensions, okay? I just brought India here and Pakistan, but also like the whole Russia-Ukraine situation is not resolved, Israel-Palestine not resolved. There is a lot of geopolitical tension, serious tension, especially, you know, Pakistan and India, both nuclear powers. It's not cool. Iran and the US, it's just not cool. A lot of things are happening. Same time, we do have the China-US thing, which yesterday's show was all about this. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on. Yesterday, Trump was asked whether he would just remove. Now, actually, we're just going to play a G. He's like a G.
China says in order to have substantive negotiations, you have to bring down your 145% tariffs. Are you open to pulling back your tariffs in order to get China to the negotiating table?
No.
China says in
See,
order
it's
to have substantive
absolute G.
you have to bring
He's just
down
waiting for it. Look.
China to the negotiating table?
No.
No. That's he says. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And this thing it's not gonna get resolved. If you want to know the details, check the show, yesterday's show. Goldman Sachs predicts 4% inflation. But again, tariffs and there's no growth. That's stagflation. Stagflation is fucking horrible. And it sends countries into recession and, you know, massive downs. I talked about yesterday, Paul Tudor Jones says we're gonna get new laws. So again, if Goldman Sachs predicts 4% inflation, and inflation in fact is 1.6% now, that's a 3x. 3x by Christmas. I don't know how the market will take that if it will come true. But also every time we have these major levels and people call for, oh my God, it's up only, and you know, you get these liquidations, and liquidations are always a great opportunity for major players to offload. Why? Because a short liquidation is basically a buy order. You have to buy back, and the buying pressure is very good for big players to load their sells into. It's just simple market making techniques. So what am I really looking at? Well, multiple things, okay? One of the things I'm looking at is the following. Okay, can't hold. I have to tell you guys. So we have a Telegram group, okay? So we just launching a Telegram group. That's the truth. So I didn't share it with anyone yet, and it's not even gonna be in the description. I'm gonna share it. We have 100 spots. I'm gonna limit it. It's gonna be free for now. We're gonna see how the whole thing evolves. But I wanted to help because I didn't want to spam my X with all the exits, entries, scalps, all that. So finally it's here. Yes, someone's saying finally. Yes, it's here. It's happening. Okay. But the way it's going to go is that you have to come to the 100x Club, and on there I am just simply going to share it in the chat, and there will be 100 spots on the link. So if you get in, you get in. If you don't, you don't. So that's why it's also worth coming to 100x Club. But I just wanted to say it from the very beginning because it's there. So finally, damn, I was waiting for 3-4 months. Yeah, I know. 3 days later, finally, yes. So I'm actually super happy about it. I think Cuz is not gonna be happy about me announcing because I don't know if it's ready yet. But anyway, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be a gradual growth. This is why it's gonna be completely free, and then we're just gonna see how it goes. But this is the reality. So anyway, me things. Guys are happy. Happy days. Happy days. Happy days. Ah, so good. Okay. Big thing. Okay. So what am I thinking is the following. Ultimately, I've been very vocal about this. This is a weekly OB. The last bearish bullish candle before a massive move. This whole area here is a very strong supply zone. Very, very strong. This candle here, weekly candle was 17%. Okay? This here is a motherfucking strong level. Very strong. So, the least we can expect is a rejection from this level after taking all the liquidity. I've been explaining it for a couple of days now. Liquidity, inducement trap, comes back to the structure. High, low, high, low, high. High. So from there, 2 main scenarios. One, we just come back for the 50 at 2.97 and then just keep going. Hallelujah. Let's do this. I'd be so happy. Or we're just going to have a rejection here. and then start retracing down to the 50% on the daily, which is 2.66-ish trillion region. Okay, we're gonna move it a little bit up, so maybe it's up here, but something like this, 2.68-ish. Okay. Now, the only way to figure out what it really is to monitor the market, and you have to monitor it. Now, I don't think it's going to happen very quickly, just an FYI as well, but I am going to short every single 1 hour market structure shift. I am. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to go into the hourly chart. You can short every 15 minutes as well, but you have to know that you might get burned because 15 minutes is quite low for a weekly OB, but ultimately you could do that as well. I'm going to short is Telegram today. Yes, it's on the 100x Club. I'm going to share it on the 100x Club. Yes. So ultimately what I'm looking at is you need to have 3 red candles to mark a new low. Okay. And that needs to create a new high. So this here is not a strong low. This here is a strong low. So currently we would need to see, even on the hourly chart, a retrace all the way down here, which is not expectable, okay? So like we can't really, I don't think we're gonna have like a 5% dump on Bitcoin just to retrace. So what I would like to see, this will probably take and go into next week, so we'll see. But ultimately, here's what I would like to see. Something like this, and at some point, we have one more blow, okay? And once we have that, we need to see a lower low, and it's not, this might not even be the way to do it, because it can be something like this, builds up liquidity, and I'm gonna say, hey, there needs to be a sweep, and there's going to be a sweep, there's going to be an initiation with a market structure shift, there's going to be a retrace. This is where you short the shit out of this, and then we go down to 2.60 something, and then we just take it level by level. Maybe it stops here, or maybe it actually goes all the way down here. Now, just for you to know, it's 13% on the total, guys. That would be approximately 15% on 16% on Bitcoin, and potentially down like maybe 30% of your favorite altcoins. So we're gonna look at all these coins on the 100x Club. By the way, I closed 70% of my Bitcoin long. This was a perfect short long I actually gave on the show. So which could potentially be all the way down here at like 80. Yeah, exactly. Like 84, sub 84,000, which is the 50%. So we gotta be very, very cautious on this. And again, what I'm waiting for is the following. I just want to see a rejection on the hourly chart, which will be a market structure shift. I need at least 3 bearish candles to form a new low, a rejection, lower low, and then just short. This is what I'm going to do. Again, I'm going to detail all of this on the 100x Club when we jump on, and we're going to do the token analysis. I'm also going to share with you the Telegram access there. Now, one thing I wanted to say. We've got a partner. They're called Blofin. And I told you about them yesterday. Non-KYC, available worldwide. They custody your money at a third-party custodian called Fireblocks. So if they go bust, whatever, they got hacked, it's not your money. It's super safe. I like the guys as well. A bunch of bonuses. But yesterday, I announced that there is a winner. And I realized that I might not explain it very, very well. So the way this works is there's a link in the description to Blofin, okay? You go to Blofin. Oh, this is the 100x Club. This is the 100x Club stream. Where it is. So you go to Blofin here. You click on sign up, you land on the page, you sign up. If you sign up on my link, I can monitor what is your trading volume, okay? So the way it works, if you trade at least $1 million a month trading volume on leverage, which is, again, it's if you have like $1,000 account and you take the trades that I say, you probably are trading that. That means that you get a chance to get a 15 to 30 minute, we'll see, consultation with me. Okay, this is huge because I think it's valued much, much, much higher than just a couple of $100 or whatever that might be that you spend on fees from the trading. So just wanted to tell you that is an opportunity. I haven't really explained it yesterday again, but this is an opportunity for you. So if you want to get a private consultation with me, which I don't do actually, you can just jump on, trade on Blofin. If you trade $1 million, at the end of the month, I'm going to have a big announcement. What is it, like a raffle for all the UIDs, and we're just simply gonna turn it. And if you are the one, then you are going to win, and you can have a consultation with me. So I'm saying, what about existing Blofin users? If you trade under my account, if you go down to the description and you sign up or signed up previously under my account, then yes. So if it is under anybody else's account, then no. If you're not sure, you can just simply open a Blofin account and secure your spot. Still not available in the US. It is available in the US. You might need to use the VPN, but it is available in the US. And talking about VPN, I have to tell you that as well, but I have a bunch of news that I wanted to run through. Talking about VPN as well, it's super important, guys. So for example, I do think Blofin is available worldwide, by the way, but if not, super simple solution, which not financial advice, I'm saying this is an opportunity, an option, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you should do that. I definitely don't say that you should do that. I'm just saying, like, if I was not me and I would want to do this, I would maybe think about doing this, you know what I mean? Anyway, so there was a guy yesterday who, again, got scammed. And it was actually kind of weird because they reached out in an email and then they've been going back. This was actually a girl, sorry, not even a guy. They were going back and forth for a long time, back and forth. And she sent the scammers $500. And then they showed her like a platform that it seemed like that it is actually her money. And they said they're copy trading. And it went up to like $650 the next day. And then it went up to $1,000 and she wanted to withdraw. So she said, I'm going to take like 30%. She took 30%. And what happened is that they actually transferred the money out to her. And she was like, okay, so this is actually working. I put in $500. I withdrew $300. Everything is fine. So she put in $10,000 and she was running it for like a month. And it was showing 50,000 something and she wanted to withdraw the whole thing. And that's when she realized that the whole thing is actually a scam. Now, I can't protect you from this other than telling you what I'm thinking. So someone's saying, I lost 5,700 without VPN. I don't know what that means. But I think it's something similar. So anyway, so I can't protect you from this, but what I can do is educate you and tell you that shit is happening. For example, 𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙 said there was $45 million stolen using social engineering scams. Coinbase. Only Coinbase scams. $45 million. $45 million. It's crazy. It's crazy. Social engineering. You could just pay attention. Someone, got scammed. Exactly. So the reason why I'm telling you that you have to use a VPN is because you do have to use a VPN. This is what I do. Now, the VPN is not going to protect you against you sending money to someone. But if you, for example, the platform that you see, that you have your amount, would be flagged with the threat protection of NordVPN as a phishing website. And if it's flagged as a phishing website, you will understand that it's not something that you should be doing. So again, the reason why to use a VPN, not to only access exchanges that you otherwise can't and other services and whatever that might be, please, I promise you, NordVPN is our partners, but I'm using them before they were partners. And you can tell me I'm shilling, I don't care. Please get yourself a VPN. Because reading the whole PDFs and everything of this girl who was literally being led for she thought she was talking to me for 2 months almost. 2 months out of your life could have easily just been flagged by NordVPN's threat protection. It's so stupid not to get one of these things. Anyway, before I leave, I wanted to give you some random news that are actually quite cool and quite alerting. Let's look at them. One is Arizona signs strategic Bitcoin reserve in 𝗙𝗏 as the second state. Congratulations to everybody in Arizona. Big. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says, we believe the U.S. should be the premier destination for digital assets. And this is what they're working on. They're working on to become the premier destination for assets, digital assets. Strive Asset Management to combine with asset entities, Nasdaq ESST, to form its publicly traded asset management Bitcoin treasury company. David Bailey, the guy who's advising Trump, launching a 300 million Bitcoin investment company. Vivek Ramsey, you probably recognize this guy. We're running for VC. Or he was supposed to be running for VC. We thought he was, or whatever that might be. I think he will still run for president, though. Again, we'll see how that goes. So they're going to buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Vivek Ramsey launches a $2 billion Strive Capital to go public as Bitcoin treasury company. And as the discussion goes from Michael Saylor, a year ago, 3 companies were Bitcoin treasury companies, and now there are over 70. And in the next years, we'll see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of companies who will transition into being Bitcoin treasury companies. Talking about Saylor, look at this guy. This is actually a proper photo from the other day. He's sitting at one of these conferences and he's looking at the chart. Look at this. He's looking at the Bitcoin chart on his computer
probably TradingView or some, I don't know what even this, it's probably TradingView that he is using. It's just an absolute legend. But the guy also, I want you to listen to this because it's absolutely crazy. I want you to listen to this here.
I tend to put 150% with somebody else's money, and if you put 104 times better than the next best thing. So yeah, I could tell you, yeah, put 5% of your portfolio in it, but smarter would be to put 150% of your portfolio in it. If you want to 10x your money, you buy Bitcoin. If you want 100x your money, you buy Bitcoin with somebody else's money. And if you want 1,000x your money, you use somebody else's money, buy Bitcoin, and you lever it, right? The simplest thing going is borrow money at 3, 4, 5%, invest it at 30 to 60%, keep the difference. My company went from a $600 million enterprise value to $108 billion enterprise value in 4.5 years, and we just did that formula. We're just levering it. So I think as much as you can get is the right answer.
Yeah, so there you have it. Literally, the guy is an absolute beast. Robinhood is launching a blockchain to help customers. This is crazy. Coinbase, but I'm gonna do a complete show on it. Payment protocol introduced a solution for AI agents to be able to use USDC on online payments. Absolutely wild thing. I'm probably gonna drop a weekend show on it. And Revolut uses Lightning Network for EU users. Absolutely insane. Now, guys, I actually will be very honest with you. I just realized weren't that bullish yesterday. Seriously, come on. What are you talking about? Bro, I don't know what this comment means. Steve's, did you just wake up, Steve? Good morning. I would suggest you rewatch the show. It's not that long. It's not that long. You can go on 2x and you can watch it in 15 minutes. I would recommend you do that. Anyway, guys, I actually just realized that I need to go. I need to check out a house. And I don't even know if we can do a 100x Club show. So I'm literally just going to jump in for 2 seconds because I want to share with you the Telegram. I want to share with you the Telegram. So I'm going to jump in there now onto the 100x Club. But it's going to be a 5 to 10 minute show. So, yeah, guys. Thank you so much for watching, spending time with me. Subscribe to the channel. Come back for our next one. Follow me on X. And I believe I'll see you in 2 minutes on the 100x Club. Take care.